Hello, beautiful people. I'm very, very excited to share today's message with you. I think it's something really cool, and I just admire how creative God is in the way He speaks to us. So, a question that I've been receiving a lot during lockdown is, how do I know if I'm actually hearing God? Am I actually hearing Him? Or even sometimes people ask me, how do I know if God is hearing me? And that is very good questions, and it's questions that I've asked myself as well. Like, sometimes we're praying and we're like, okay, did the message go through? Is the two blue ticks there? Did he read it? Like, is he going to respond now? Is he going to respond tomorrow, next week? So a lot of times we're in this struggle of, God, are you hearing me? Can you hear me? Okay? And it's actually amazing, like, for a long time now, I've been really passionate about the deaf community and started learning basic ASL, so American Sign Language. The British one, isn't as widely used. So, and I've just gained so much respect because they are a community on their own and they can't hear a thing. Well, most of them can't hear a thing, but they still express themselves. They still have questions. They still get answers. They can hear God while being deaf, okay? And they know that God can hear them even though some of them can't speak. So it's actually a crazy thing to think about, and it inspired me so much. I'm not deaf. I know I can hear God, like literally hear Him. And I know that He can hear me because I can speak. So if they can do it, I can do it. Okay? So just, on the sideline. So that's something that a lot of you guys have been asking me. So I really wanted to share a story with you guys. It's in Genesis. God has been really speaking in the Old Testament to me the last few weeks. And I really believe He wants to do something through it. And just shows you that when God works, it doesn't matter if it's Old Testament, New Testament, He can use anything and make it fresh and new. Okay, so it's the story of Hagar and Ishmael. If I say things weirdly, it's because I'm actually Afrikaans. So, just laugh at me and it's fine. I won't be offended because I won't know. Okay, so basically I'm just going to tell you the story and then I will read the part that I feel is relevant to what I want to say. So the story is basically about Abram and his wife. We all know the story. Abram and his wife really wanted children and they were already like very old, still haven't had a child. And then his wife decided that if Abram sleeps with the slave girl, then maybe she will conceive and they can have a child through her. And then Abram was like, okay, we can do as you want. Like, I've seen couples that want children and then they've been waiting for like 5 years. These people have been waiting for almost 50 more years for a child. So I can imagine how passionate she was about this idea. And Abram was just like, okay, fine, if that's what makes you happy, then it's good. I think, So what happened was eventually Abram did sleep with the slave girl. Her name was Hagar. And she did conceive. And then that was the plan. Mission accomplished, okay? So now she's going to give birth and there's going to be a child and there's going to be an heir and it's great. But no. Then insecurity came in and resentment and call it what you want, jealousy, I don't know. It mentions it all in Genesis 16, so you can go read it for more context. But that's not what I want to focus on now. So basically what happened was Abram's wife started feeling weird emotions towards Hagar, which I can imagine. I won't be able to share my husband, I'm sorry. Like, that is that's sacred. And I can just imagine how Hagar feels because she wasn't even really married to this guy and she's carrying his child and like the many levels of wrongness is just there. Okay? But so now Abram's wife started mistreating her so much that she decided to run away. Um, and she was in the desert basically, and she was pregnant, and I don't even know how much it has to suck for you to run away while being pregnant, because today if we run away, you get in a car and you go somewhere. In those days, if you ran away, it was with your feet or a donkey. Not one of those two things are very comfortable. In general, I can't imagine doing it while being pregnant. But anyway, so that's how much it sucked, okay? So then she was in the desert, and then basically an angel of the Lord appeared to her and said to her that she should go back to the mistress, or Abram's wife, and submit. What? What? Say what? Okay. So, and then she was just like, I can't do this. Why do I need to do this? And then the angel just said that her descendants will be increased so much if she does that, which is like the biggest blessing in those days. Is the more children you could have had, the more blessed you are. Hashtag blessed, okay? Cheaper by the dozen. And then eventually the angel said to her the following: now you are pregnant, and you will give birth to a son, and you will name him Ishmael. For the Lord has heard your misery. Okay? He will be like a wild donkey of a man. His hand will be against everyone, and everyone's hand against him. And he will live in hostility towards all of his brothers. Okay? So it's obvious that there wasn't really a blessing over this child. But the whole story around it is just very sad as well. But then she gave the name to God. You are the God that sees me. I have now seen the one who sees me. Okay? So what I actually want to tell you guys. Sometimes we really struggle because we're in the middle of this mess sometimes, and we feel like, God, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear my prayer? Can you see that I'm struggling? Just say something. But today I want to tell you this. God is saying this to us as well. In those moments when we're asking, can you hear me? He sees us. Okay? He is the God that sees us. And He knows. He's fully aware of what we're going through. So next time when you feel like, wow, God, can you hear me? Is the message going through? Can you say something? I can guarantee you that He's the one that sees you. And that is an important thing. So I want to challenge you tonight when you're in your alone time with God. Put your prayers in front of Him. Lay all of those requests out. Tell Him what's going on in your heart, what's really going on. He already knows. But the moment we open up and say, God, this is what's happening, it's in those moments when we realize He's the one that sees me. He sees what's going on. And then He can come in and comfort you. So please, guys, go spend time with the one that sees you. And what does this have to do with identity, you ask me? Well, a lot. What's more cool to say? I am Cherise, and I work with youth and sing songs sometimes and do videos. Is that cool? Or is it more like, hi, I'm Cherise, and I'm a daughter of a God that sees me. I am seen by Him. That is who I am. And I'm pretty sure that that trumps any other feeling that I could possibly have when I feel alone or insecure. I am a daughter of a God that sees me. Or as you would say in sign languages. So I really want to encourage you guys, when you feel like God is not hearing you, just know He sees you. Who I am.